Welcome to episode 2 of This is the Business, a weekly, hopefully weekly podcast interview series that we're doing where we interview people either that run and own a business or people within a business. Just chat general business and get their story and their background. Loads of cool stories out there. We've John Gorman from Robotic Lawnmower Experts with us today. Welcome along, John, and thanks a million for taking the time to jump on.
Absolutely, Danny, no bother.
So, John, tell us a little bit about yourself and a bit about the business and what's going on in the robotic lawnmower industry in this weather.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking snowed this morning, still out getting the machines out. So it was a good day. Cold, but it was a good day. We first opened our doors in September 2024. Bad, quiet time of the year to actually open a robotic store because no grass is growing come that end of the year. But no, we done well. We clawed our way through, started reaching out to people, cold calling. I had a bit of a background in the industry for about 5 years. So had people who knew of me, and then come service and time, we kind of took off. And word of mouth then brought us into January. And we just started selling, and it's been getting busier and better since then. So coming towards the end of 2025, we took on our first staff member to help keep up with the demand of the servicing. And now, January this year has been just phenomenal with sales. It's just really exploded because we're more established now. It's mad to see the business growing the way it has. Never expected it to be going like this quick. Just went out into the blue, no experience in being self-employed before. I've always been employed, so that was a big step up. And no real guidance on how to do it or where to start. I just a bit of googling, winging it, trying things. You know what I mean? And
most people do. Most people let on they know. Most people let on they know what they're doing, but at least you're admitting you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, not a clue. No way.
yeah. But it's brilliant because we would have had a couple of chats, and it's class to see. You taking on your first employee, and funny we had Tomas on last week's one, and he said that when he started the business, it was actually one of his best months, and then all of a sudden he based his whole business on his best month, and it was probably the worst thing he did. So it's funny how sometimes when you started in a bad period, it actually gives you a lot of clarity and a lot of drive then to kind of push it on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just necessity. Had to do it. Like, I know we opened on the 5th of September. I invoiced one person in the whole month. That was it. You know what I mean? It was. I was sitting there like checking the phone, making sure the phone works. And I was like, oh man, trying to come up with a plan. What I do, running out of cash because you know what I mean. You do get a little build up there to try and for the start. As you're spending like €20 on a Facebook ad, going, please just give me someone, you know what I mean?
No, it is, and you know, it is. It's funny. We would have talked about this previously. Like we live in a kind of like an Instagram as reality now, where people put this thing out where they start a business, and all of a sudden it's like this instant success. But actually, what you're talking about there is actually the reality of it. It is that kind of like I'll throw a tenner on and see do I get a phone call kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, it's mad. I remember I was in with a buddy of mine. We went to the swimming pool in Kells, and this was around November time. Running out of money, things were coming to a head. I was down to my last couple of hundred in the bank, and I remember just being in the pool with him saying, listen, I think I'm going to have to go and get a part-time job or do something here until this kicks off. I was like, what am I going to do? Next thing, next thing you know, the frost
there'll be a few of them.
There'll be a few of them, yeah, you know me. But next thing, the frost hit, and the phone started ringing. Thursday, Friday, I got 10 machines in. I worked all fucking weekend, Saturday, Sunday night, flat out, just started banging out invoices, and it just kept growing. It was unbelievable.
Started to go from there, yeah.
Like, down to the wire, and it took off, you know.
It is a funny time, but we would have discussed that last week with Tomas. Like, it is this, you have strategies and you have plans and you have this, and sometimes it just needs a little bit of luck, just a little bit of something to go your way.
Yeah.
But did you have like the moment, like I know for me, like I would have had my business idea close on 12, 13, maybe 14 years ago, and I never did anything, but I remember the moment sitting in the car on Baggot Street at 5:30 one evening, rushing to get back to the kids' training. And I remember ringing Claire, my wife, saying, I'm not doing this anymore. I want to work for myself. I'm not sitting in traffic here, missing kids' training, and I want to create something for myself. Did you ever have that moment, or where did the desire come from for you to start a business, I suppose?
Well, like, I'd work very hard at anything I do. So when I was employed, I found I was like volunteering for overtime. I go in early, I do Saturdays, and not a whole lot to show for it, but just driven and enjoying what I was doing. I was like, sure, there has to be a better way to maybe reap a bit more of a reward and still keep doing what I like doing, which was like helping people by supplying products that make their life easier. So the robotic
Yeah.
lawnmowers is a great tool for a lot of people, you know. And I was sitting with Lane. We got married actually at the start of 2024, and I was like, right, this is the year now. This is it. We're going to make our plan. We spend a couple of months. We'll just put pen to paper here and try and get started with this. So that's when I said to start Googling, like, how do I start a business? How do I register a business name? How do I get a VAT number? And I just bit by bit by bit, we went in and we took out a bit of a car loan to start up the business, you know what I mean? Because no one was going to give us the money that we wanted for it.
No.
So yeah, but no, that was the moment where it clicked, where I was like, I can't keep doing 6 days a week, not seeing the kids. You're home then on a Saturday evening, bollocks, and like maybe 20 quid left in the bank after all the bills come out on a Thursday, and you're like, why am I running around for this other crowd where the effort I'm doing now, like, you know yourself, I'd stay up till 12, 1 in the morning, get up at 5, back on the computer. You're after it every day, working 10 times harder, but you feel so much better about it. It doesn't feel like work. I don't even like calling it work. Like, it's just, you know.
I was laughing. I seen a post today, and it was like, I didn't like working 9 to 5, so now I work 5 to 9. Like, you know, I work for myself now, so I work from 5 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, and it is true, like, you know.
Unreal.
But what, like, I suppose, what was the vision when you started out? Like, obviously, you said you have a background in the robotic mower industry, and what was the vision for you, or what was the thing that you identified that, you know what, you were saying, you know, I think I can do that better, or I think I can deliver that better. What was the vision for you when you started out? And I suppose, has that changed maybe in the last year or so, or is it still the same kind of goal and vision?
My initial vision would have been there's a lot of businesses out there that aren't just dedicated to the robotic lawnmowers. And they're not the type of thing you could just throw out the door and never see the person again. There is aftercare with them, there is servicing, there is call out for repairs and maintenance. And I felt that was really let down by a lot of other businesses who weren't just solely focusing on robotic lawnmowers, because there's multiple brands out there. They all have their own kind of quirks and needs. And I just felt like when I was working for a different place before, it could have been 2 or 3 weeks where someone's on the phone looking for someone to come out and do the repair. And I just thought it's terrible, because if you've no other way to cut your grass, because that's a big thing for a lot of people, being unable or no other machine to do the cut, 3 weeks growth, robotic lawnmower can't keep up. So I said, look, if we could open up an industry that we have like a 2 or 3 day turnaround on getting jobs done, which I found out on your own is quite hard when you're a one-man show at the beginning. But now that we have, like, Elaine is my wife, she does the office admin, so she's unbelievable, loves getting money, loves ringing people, getting paid.
Great.
So I line up the jobs, and now we've got Dave, who's our full-time employee, and he can get out now and install. We can do servicing together in the winter time. Like, the volume that came in this year compared to last year, I know I couldn't have done it on my own. So I would have been letting my own self down, saying I want to get that quick turnaround and help people. So been in a position now to be able to have someone helping me as well is fantastic. And already the mind is going for next year, because I'm like, shit, we might need to have a third person come the end of the year. So I'm kind of just weighing off now and seeing how we could go about it. You know, it's cool.
Yeah. But it's great because, again, look, that was kind of a lead question, because I know from working with you that, you know, your vision hasn't changed. Okay, the how big the company can get and where you want to go with the company, yeah, that has altered and changed. But I find from talking to you that your vision is still the same. It's that, you know, it's that excellent customer service. It's getting stuff done when it needs to be done. It's delivering to the client. And I think it's brilliant, because when every time we spoke and when you looked forward, you were always talking about the same things. Okay, the company was bigger. It was the same focus. It was the same customer service. It was the same delivery. So I think that's really, I really admire that about you, and everything that you've done points to that direction, you know?
Yeah, like right now, I find we're kind of leaning towards more of a commercial range, but that's more so because if you're going to be the robotic lawnmower expert, you want to be able to cover all the areas of robotic lawnmowers. But definitely, we'll still be looking back at our roots of customer service. Number one, look after the elderly person up the road who can't get out to throw them over into the car to bring it down to you. It's like, no bother, Mary. We'll be straight up now. We collect it, we get it sorted and drop it back. You know, that sort of way.
Yeah.
As well as maybe heading to Mayo to a football club to go, right, lads, what machine will suit here? You know.
Yeah. Well, again, I kind of echo that. Like, that thing. It's like even we would have spoken in a couple of our meetings and stuff, and you talked about expansion, but you still talked about it in the same way as if it was Mary that was up the road. There was no difference for you. It was still the same. It was the same principle, which I loved. Was there a kind of a moment where? So what are we saying 2 years? We're kind of coming into your second year now, really?
Yeah. We're definitely we're getting there. We're nearly at the 2 year mark. Yeah, not far off.
And was there a moment where it kind of like, you said there that when you started out, like most people did, Googled and you slogged through and you ended up with a business and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know how I got here, but I got sorted. But was there a moment that it kind of clicked with you, went like, now it makes sense. Now it's starting to make sense. Now it's starting to all kind of click together and I feel like I'm a business owner now.
Not at the beginning. Like there's a lot of learning and a lot of like mistakes to be made. But again, a mistake is a good thing because then oh shit, I won't do that again. Or oh, this actually worked. We'll go this route. Even just silly things like the process of like for me, it was like from customer dropping off a mower to doing the work and dropping it back. Right. I always had in my head, I need a set routine. I need to have this is the system, this is the process. So when I do bring someone in, I just show them that this is how I do it and they mimic. And you know what I mean? Then you can kind of step away and let them look after it. That was my, like, I must show you my diary one time from before I opened up. I have this notebook about this big. I even have sketches of what I want my logo to look like, all the names, like all the fucking bullet points of what I want to get done today, tomorrow. Like I was in here probably fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, building my workshop and then going off to work for the day to come home to get back in and try and get shit together again because you still have to do the 9 to 5 even before you open.
Yeah, 100%.
Happen like. Like a man possessed. I have to show you that book, Danny. You get a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, I'll get a great laugh at that because I'm the same. Like if I don't write it down, it doesn't happen. But as you said, you do have to do the 9 to 5, and I had a great. I don't know if it was the day you were in or maybe the day after you were in. I was sitting working late, and I got up off the desk and there's like water all over the floor. And I'm like, what the hell is there water all over the floor for? And I'm like, it was an overflow pipe had overflown and I had to unblock something. And then the next day I come in, Fair had put on toast and burnt toast and the fire alarm went off and I'm trying to fix the fire alarm. And then I'm like, well, I have 2 apps to build and I have a website to finish and I have a consultancy now. And it's like, I have a job to do, but I also now am a business owner. And, I think it takes a while, and we would have discussed that. It takes a while for it to click with people that I'm now actually a business owner. I actually feel like I'm a business owner. And I can see it in you from day I would have first met you, and that's only a short space of time, but I can actually see the difference in you now that you're kind of carrying yourself like a business owner, whereas before, not that you weren't, but before you were kind of stuck in the mess of it all, and all of a sudden now you can start. I can see by you can start to see the kind of everything starting to clear for you now. Like, I have the vision now.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and like one of the meetings we had, actually, it was you going through the business plan with me. A lot of great take homes from that where I was slowly implementing bits because I don't want to try and do everything at once and then go, oh shit, I can't, you know what I mean? Saying little things, like a little thing that made a big difference is I got a big whiteboard and I slapped it on the wall and now I write up all the customers' names, all the leads, follow-ups, the like 1, 2, 3 rule, you know what I mean? And it's been working, it's done so well. Like Danny, we're after ordering another 30 machines. I couldn't do that last year, you know what I mean? Because we've established ourselves, we've built up our credit with suppliers, we can actually pull the trigger now and be ready to get machines out. Whereas before you're like, oh shit, right, I need to get or there's one machine, you know what I mean? You're just sweating.
Can you give me a wheel? I need a wheel.
Yeah. No, I'll never forget it. Like our first couple of weeks opening there, and I had to put a battery or a wheel motor into a robot. I swear to God, I was sweating. I was like, I don't even have the money to buy a part that I need to do the repair on. You know what I mean? It's like, whereas now you've stock, which is in full robots, which is a big difference, and it's incredible. Like you had said it to me. You have to stop sometimes and take a look back behind you to see just how far you've come with it. A bit of reflection, like it's unbelievable, to see where you are.
Yeah, and it is something that I would always preach to anyone that I meet. Now, I'm not very good at it myself, but we do kind of, because you're a business owner, because you've taken a step and you've shown that entrepreneurial spirit, that's such a positive. But the negative side of that is you're there and you're just looking there. You're looking constantly there. And sometimes it is nice to just go, do you know what? Look at all of this behind me here. You know what I mean? Look at all that I've done. Because it can be a lonely space as well. And I'm sure since Dave has come on board, that even in yourself has helped you day to day. Yeah. You're picking up the phone, talking to someone that's doing the same thing you're doing. Okay, they're not a business owner, but they're in the business with you, which is really helpful.
Yeah, like before Dave, unless I was on the phone, it was a long, quiet day. Even in the workshop when you're servicing, there was no one to talk to. You know what I mean? There's nothing that
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, you're constantly in your head, or you might have a podcast going, listening to something, trying to do a bit of learning while you're working. And poor Dave, like, see if I'm out doing sales and I come back, it's just a bombardment of, and he's like, what is going on?
Whoa.
Just the head is going so quick. You're like, I need to get
Yeah.
out before I forget, you know?
Yeah. And I suppose like that's a good, like a kind of a good, like with Dave coming on board, like again, we would always preach the whole process and the operational and plan today, not for where you want to be in 6 months' time, but plan today for where you want to be in 3 years' time. When you do have six vans on the road and whatever else, as in the short space of time that you've been in business, is there something that you said, "Geez, if I'd known that now back then, what I know now," is there anything that has like you're thinking, Jesus, and it's not healthy to do it, but we all do it. Is there something that you're looking at going, if I'd known that back then, this would have been a hell of a lot easier?
Um, like you really do get to see kind of like behind the curtains of businesses now. Whereas you've no kind of idea coming in, you're very red to the whole thing, and like it can be a kind of a cutthroat industry, and you don't really think about
Mm.
that until you're in the mix of it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you kind of see what's going on. Like you think that's great, you just go to a shop and you buy a robot, but when you're the guy actually selling it, and you see there's other businesses around the place, and there's a lot of competition, and people do price around to see what's going on, so you're like, shit, I thought I'd be able to make more than what I'm. You know what I mean? When you're selling the
yeah,
machine,
yeah,
some
yeah,
things
yeah.
kind of have to come in low, stuff like that. But like I've noticed now this year, I'm not underselling myself at all. Whereas before I'd be like, oh jizz, yeah, oh fuck it, yeah, I'll do it for €30. You know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah,
now it's
yeah,
like, no, no,
yeah,
I'm sorry, this is the price. You know, have staff now. You have to pay
yeah,
overhangs. You know,
yeah,
you're a
yeah,
lot more strict with things. And people would at the same time go, okay, no bother, and they respect it just as much as if you said, oh
yeah,
yeah, jizz, Mary, I'll do it for €50. You know,
yeah,
people
yeah,
do
yeah,
respect the fact that you're able to say, no, no, do you know what? This is our business. We're professional. We provide a good service. We know what we're worth, basically. You know.
yeah, yeah, 100%. And it kind of ties in with your whole ethos as well, is that like you're delivering that, a step above what everyone else is delivering in the market. So
Mm.
like it costs money. And as you said, yeah, you have to employ staff. And again, it was another kind of a light bulb moment for me in the middle of last year. I remember like, we all hit those tough spots when you're in a business and you're looking at the bank account and you're going, right, okay, what's meant to come in hasn't come in. And, I remember
Yeah.
thinking to myself, why am I doing this to pay other people's wages? But then when you flip it, I'm like, "Right, well, I need to stop doing stuff for free now, or not need to stop doing stuff at knockoff prices because I have mouths to feed, and people are dependent on me, and I have a business to run
Yeah.
now. So it's healthy to think that way.
Mm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Suppose so. If you're sitting when you're sitting with me here in 5 years' time, and we're in with the 107th episode of
Mhm.
This is the Business, how do you measure success for you? What's success look like for you in the next few
If
years?
if I'm still sitting there with you in 5 years' time, smiling, having the crack, still enjoying what I'm doing, and having multiple vans on the road, multiple boys working for me, paying them well, and they're enjoying what they're doing, then I know I've done something right here. You know,
Yeah,
without a doubt.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, and it is. It's a great way to look at it because again, we would have discussed this, John. One of my least motivating factors is money, actually, which is strange when you
Mm.
say it as a business owner. But yeah,
Yeah,
of
I
course I. Sorry, go
100%.
on.
100%. No, 100% agree with you. And it's funny, your mentality flips. Like when I was employed, say maybe 5 years ago, you stress about money, you're like, oh, fucking trying to ration shit out. But when you start making a bit, you care less about it. You just see that it's a bit of it's just a game, really. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
mean a whole lot. You look at it very differently
yeah,
when you see the cost of things and like buying in a pallet of robots there and it's probably like 20, 30 grand. Telling me that before now, it's like, what? That, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Whereas now it's like,
yeah.
yeah, another 10. Yeah, you know, it's mad. Give me the whole
Well,
concept
yeah,
changes completely, like, you know?
and it is because for me, when I say money's not a motivating factor, obviously I've three kids and a wife, and you have kids and wife as well, and
Yeah, yeah.
you need to make money and you want to do best by them and everything else. But when I say money is not a motivating factor, and I know we're quite similar in that respect, it's like if I won the Euro Millions tomorrow, I would still do what I'm doing because I love what I do. And I think you're the
Mm.
same as me. I think you just love the graft. You love meeting the people. You love chatting. Like I see
Yeah,
your
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
on social media and you can see it in you. Actually love what you do, which is great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Deadly.
Um,
Deadly.
One I didn't ask actually Tomas, but I think is there anything in the last 2 years that still gives you a bit of a chuckle? Like you think of like something bad that happened, or something you think, oh Jesus, why did I do that, or how did I do that, or
Yeah. I had a customer text me yesterday, and when the text came in, I opened up the chat. I seen the last message was from late 2024, so it was only open a month, and it was like the price plan. They're like, "Oh, how much is the service?" And like my reply is, like, "Oh, thank you for your inquiry." And like all like kind of real stiff, you know what I mean? And like nearly desperate to get the thing. It's just I thought that was a good laugh there yesterday when I seen it. Compared to now, you're so much more relaxed, and you just talk to someone like you know them a long time now. Whereas before it was very like, please give me your money. I need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've had a few like that where you look back on either an email or a text message or something like, "Jesus, I
Yeah.
was desperate."
Yeah. Oh,
um,
absolutely.
if John Gorman met John Gorman 2.5 years ago and he was thinking about setting up a business, what advice would you give him now? Two pieces of advice would you give him to set up?
Uh, Talk to people who have done it. I didn't really talk to anyone who has gone and tried to like just open up on their own first time. Um, get a bit of experience from someone else. You know what I mean? Learn through their mistakes. Nearly, it'll save you months. If I just ask you, Danny, come here. You've done this before. What do you think was right or wrong with this? You know,
Yeah,
and advice goes so far if you get talking to the right person. Like I see it myself from meeting you. Maybe what was it, 3 months ago?
yeah,
I I was sitting at the kitchen table one morning before I got up to go outside, and I was just messing around on Google. I don't know why. I don't know even what I was looking up. I needed help with something or another, and just came across your website. Still didn't know what I need you to help me with, but I was like, you know what? I'll just give him a text to see what comes of this. You know what I mean? And like that brand new website now, a business plan set up for me, loads of fucking just support for a quick text here and there. Or you're like me, it could be 12 o'clock at night, bang out an email to Danny, you need to ask him something, and not worry about like, oh shit, he'd be raging out. I text him or email him at this time because I know you're the same. You'll get back whenever suits. You know, it's just the busy
yeah,
life of a dad with 3 kids and a
yeah,
business
yeah,
running. You know what I mean?
yeah.
If and when
We
you
were
can.
we were boringly texting each other last night about pictures of lawnmowers and which lawnmower was going to go
So
on which page and stuff like that. But yeah,
yeah. I know what the hell. Like it's
yeah, it's mad. And look, I always say I love what I do, and you back then, like you've kind of described our business perfectly, but you've described what I need, what you need, what everyone needs. You need someone that you can bounce off. You need someone that, and it's
yeah,
not going to be the person that working with you. It's not going to be your wife or your partner or whatever else all the time. You need someone that has an external voice, that has done this stuff before, that has made the mistakes. Um, and yeah, look at I think it's great, and I think we've definitely struck up a really cool partnership, and I know we'll be working with each other long term anyway.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to it. But I suppose what's going on for you at the moment? What's happening? Where you're working? Where you covering? Is there anything you're working on at the moment that you want to share with everyone?
No, we're coming into spring now, and it's just going to be silly season. I know, like February, March, April now is really going to explode. So it's just kind of like gearing up here, ready, making sure we're set, everything's loaded up, we're good to go. Dave is school up and all the mowers. He can get out in one van, I can get out in the other. It's just going to be a blur now because I know it was last year on my own, and yeah, no, but I love it. I'm really looking forward to it. I love being busy, you know, that sort of way.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Good for the head, and if you can control it and put the right processes in place and operational practices in place, and you definitely have that. So yeah, I can see why you'd be looking forward. So how does everyone find you? Where are they following you? I know the answer to all these questions, but where are we
yeah.
finding robotic lawnmowers, or where are we looking for you?
Yeah, absolutely. You get us on Facebook, Robotic Lawnmower Experts. Try to post daily, a couple of pictures of what we're doing, bit of info about the mowers, some funny stuff if we can every now and again. We put I got a picture, I threw it to ChatGPT today. I said, make this a cartoon, and I love it. I can't stop laughing at it. But you said it, it's like, yeah, you think you're funny, no one else does.
Yeah,
I don't care,
yeah.
man. I'm going up there and I get laughing every time I
I'll
see
fire
it.
it up. Yeah.
But yeah, so Facebook, more than likely you'll find us on Google, and then thanks to yourselves, we have a sexy new website up and running, and
Thank
it
you.
just
Yeah.
paints a lovely picture of what we stand for, what we do, and the service we can provide to customers.
And I know I'm going to promote my own business here in a way, but this is one thing that I've definitely found, and you were a perfect example of that. A person that's really driven, wants to get out there, and just landing in the wrong arms of a bad supplier. Like, you came into me, your website was cat. You were paying too much for maintaining a website that wasn't being maintained.
Yeah.
Google Ads paying serious money for Google Ads, Google Ad management, not money on the actual ads.
No,
And
just
we've been able
management.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, we've been able to flip that script. And that was a
Completely.
real, like, I loved our first meeting, because it was like, when you walked out of our office, I was like, I've given him not only advice, but value for money as well. And
Yeah.
I think it's really cool now. I see again, I'm kind of promoting my own business, but I see some of the stuff that we would have talked about, little things like your WhatsApp updates are
Yeah.
starting
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
appear. Your
Yeah.
stories on different things that you've changed about your Facebook, because your Facebook was really cool. You did it really well, but just you're implementing little things that we discussed, and even the fact that you now have a business plan, a full business plan for the next 5 years, a
Yeah.
new website and everything else. So yeah, look, I really, really enjoy working with you, John. You're a really cool fella, and I think you're going to do really, really well. Not
Appreciate
that
it.
you're not
Thank
doing
you.
already, and I'm really looking forward to going on the journey with you. And the best of luck. And if you're looking for a robotic lawnmower anywhere in Ireland, or you're having trouble with a supplier, or you need anything to do with it, they're called the Robotic Lawnmower Experts for a reason. They're experts in it, so give them a call. John, we'll be touching base over the next few weeks anyway. And thanks again for jumping on.
So, Danny, you're a legend, man. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Chat to you, John.
See you later.